Hello everyone. This is an example of how I have integrated technology into an English language learners classroom. Now the students I work with are foundation learners. They're very new learners of English, but they were in senior high school. Um, so my key focus was to provide them with some survival vocabulary, school equipment, places around school, school uniforms, routines, timetables, but also to build them towards writing a description of a classroom that we could use for a level 1 English language unit standards assessment. I started by providing them with a great deal of input. Now online is obviously there's a wealth of material to support their language acquisition. So what I did was I put hyperlinks and screenshots into a Google document, but these could just as easily be embedded in your school Moodle. And this provided students with many opportunities to see, to hear, and to retrieve the target vocabulary and language forms. And of course, it was available to them 24/7. And most of the places that I sent them in this was actually available on their mobile phones as well. So this is an affordance, something that the digital technology allows us to do that you wouldn't be able to do in a normal classroom setting. The next stage in the learning was to actually encourage productive use of the target language. Now I did this in two ways. I'm a great believer in the use of games in the classroom. So I created some online games, and you can see a bingo activity there on the left. If you click the link, you can actually find the activity on Google Docs, and you're very welcome to make your own copy of that. Once you've made your own copy, then you'll be able to move the noughts and crosses around. I also made some games to be used in real time, because it isn't always the case that the internet works in a foolproof manner. But the focus in both of these activities was to encourage the students to use the target vocabulary in a way that the input activities didn't allow for that oral output. So students were required to name the object, or to use the object in a sentence, or to provide a description of the object, or to ask a question. So this is a yellow flash disk, or do you have a flash disk, or where is the yellow flash disk? So a whole range of activities from one game. The next thing I did was to actually scaffold their writing. So here I prepared a Google slide, a set of slides into a disappearing close. I downloaded the picture from a site called Pixabay, which is a great site for pictures for teachers. You could then use a technology like this MoveNote presentation to actually upload it. So students would then have the ability to hear it after class, or if they had been absent from the class. So again, it's an affordance, something that technology allows us to do that we don't necessarily have if we're just operating in a real-time classroom. And of course, the students can use it to review their work at a later date. Another task that we moved on to was a collaborative writing task. This was actually a parallel writing task. So again, you can see the picture that we used before and the model text, and they were being able to ask to write in groups. Now they could do it collectively, but you could have an individual student doing that, and then you could have them providing feedback by using the comments function in Google Documents. Other tools, again, another affordance, something that we don't have as much opportunity to do in the classroom, is to use online technology for students to record their text. So slide speech is where they can take their written text, pop it into slide speech, and it will talk it back to them so that they can actually hear it. Vockaroo is another, that's a straight record, there's no functionality for visuals with that, or you could use VoiceThread. Now with VoiceThread, you've actually got the opportunity for other students to go in and to listen to what somebody has said, and to comment on it. And again, with VoiceThread, students have the opportunity to make multiple recordings, so they can record, they can listen, they can delete, they can re-record until they're happy with it. And a final technique that I'd like to share with you is just the use of a writing rubric. It doesn't have to be online. It could be printed out and used in real time, but if it's online, or the document that the students are working on is online, then it allows other students to easily look at the document and comment. And of course, if it's online, it's very easy for them to copy and paste correct uses of the language. So getting them to notice what they've done well and perhaps identify what hasn't been done well and correct it. I hope that's been useful. And if you'd like to know anything more, please don't hesitate to contact me.